I have campaigned for the recognition of the State of Palestine since I was 19 years old. Today, the Labour government, in a moment of history, has said that it will recognise Palestine ahead of the UN General Assembly in September. The appalling situation on the ground in Gaza and the West Bank could not be more grave. Palestinian civilians in both Gaza and the West Bank are now facing a campaign the likes of which has never been seen before at the hands of the Israeli military and settlers. This is an existential moment for Palestine in the face of what the International Criminal Court itself has called war crimes and crimes against humanity. Today, our announcement is a day of history. Recognising Palestine affirms the equal right to self-determination for Palestinians, at last matching Britain's words with action. It would uphold international law, as the International Court of Justice has already ruled the 1967 occupation is unlawful and the Israeli settlements are illegal. Today's announcement would challenge the Israeli government's claim to all of historic Palestine, and it underlines that Britain does not turn a blind eye to aggression and to annexation. Recognition marks a shift from silence to parity, from delay to justice. If it were merely symbolic, it would have happened years ago, but it's not merely symbolic, and that's exactly why it matters. This historic act of justice, however, must now be part of a wider set of action to stop the killings. And that's why I'm calling for in total 14 steps to be taken right away. First, we should push ahead and, as we've promised, recognise the State of Palestine. Second, we need an immediate ceasefire and we need the release of all of the hostages. Third, we've got to remove the restrictions on aid and humanitarian access. Fourth, we have to cease all UK activity with illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank. And we need to fully review and restrict any trade and financial support. We need to be amongst those who are upholding International Criminal Court arrest warrants, ensuring that if Benjamin Netanyahu ever comes to the UK, he is arrested immediately. We have to make sure that we are not working with Israeli Defence Force soldiers and our military at the MOD. We have to make sure that there's a full arms embargo for any weapons that are used in Gaza or the West Bank. We have to suspend all talks on a new trade agreement. We have to remove the role of the UK trade envoy to Israel. We have to implement sanctions on all settlers, as well as extremist ministers, as well as extremist members of the Knesset. We have to proactively uphold international law with the appropriate investigation and accountability for all alleged breaches on all sides of this conflict. We have to publish and respond and act on the International Court of Justice advisory opinion on the occupation. We have to implement the International Court of Justice provisional measures in response to the case on genocide. And we have to support and implement the Arab Peace Plan, which outlines a comprehensive plan to ensure peace and security in the region. Nobody can support what Hamas did during their attacks, nor can anybody support the kidnapping and the murder of hostages. It is essential that those remaining hostages are released and that the role of Hamas is taken out of any future government in the Middle East, Gaza, or any part of the new Palestinian state. We now have to push ahead with each of these steps to end the appalling horror that we see unfolding day by day. But be in no doubt, today's announcement was a big step forward in finally delivering on the justice for Palestine that so many of us have campaigned for so long.